So a very warm welcome to you to the online Reiki course. Now this level is Reiki level 1. So this online course is delivered by video-based modules, and it's going to be taking you through step by step as how I would, as if I were you and I, that we were in person, and how I do this with all the lovely people that I've worked with for coming up to 6 years now, of passing this information on, reminding others how to tap into source energy, because this is what it's all about. We're reminding each other, and we are beginning to remember what it is that we said we wanted to do. And there are many reasons why that you've found yourself here on the online course, and we're going to go into that. But for now, we're going to learn really that beautiful pathway that's been left, and that is to, as I call it, find our way home. Tap back into source energy. And it's really important that you are aware how you personally do it, how you connect. And you're going to learn about energetic protection. And the reason why that is really important, because it's about boundaries. It's putting boundaries in place, and this is super beneficial for those of you that are sensitive and that you are empaths. This is how we're able to really embrace that gift, because it is a gift, and that how then we can use that in moving forward. So after this course, it's really about you finding your rhythm and your flow, and how you meditate. And in the Reiki community, we call it self-healing, and how we connect to that source, and how we start self-intuiting and beginning to understand energetically, how we are flowing. Remembering what we are, is so much level of adjustment and a level of orientation, and beginning to wake up and beginning to get a sense of ourselves, our lives, our path, and what we're here to do. So this course will also encourage you to complete your 21 days healing. That's a further adjustment and tuning in to this process of, remembering who we are and the energetics of ourselves. I call it like we've got different layers to us. And there is a level of rebalancing that goes on, and we're going to talk about that after, and what to look for, and what's sort of typical, and what to expect. But it's really about you moving forward in your life and in your spiritual journey. This course will also help you to tune into the energy and frequency of your home. And you're going to be able to clear stagnation. And sometimes it goes beyond stagnation. Sometimes we are aware that the energy in our homes is a little off. And this is where you are able to just do this simple process of clearing that space. Now you'll notice on here, there's also, after your course, I've added a bonus module. This is what I also do for those that come in the in-person courses. We go through with how to speak with your higher self using the pendulum. We are going to use a really powerful method and technique of actually beginning to tap into that part, which is the higher self, so that we can hear our guidance, so that we can begin to start living life, from that place, that authentic, real, genuine happiness that can give us. And it's a really incredible bonus module, because this is the big question that people want to know. How do we move forward when we get stuck? What's the path? Am I on the right path? And it seems like we just start our journey. But then what happens is that we get insatiable, don't we? We just want more and more answers, more and more questions. Well, if that's the case, well, you will love working with the pendulum. And I would ask that you would, if you haven't got one already, that you do look at purchasing a pendulum. You can purchase them quite reasonably cheap, and so that you are able to follow along when you get to that, so that we will discuss and go through that process. But it's a really valuable tool, and it really does help us to access that part of us. So with the video-based modules, we're going to be looking firstly at module 1. Now, in this lesson, we are going to discuss your journey to date. We are going to really sort of be exploring the experiences that you've had that has actually brought you to wanting to learn about Reiki. And it also helps us to understand divine timing and when it's right for us and when it feels, you know, that it is the divine time that we start remembering who we really are and beginning to sort of get access to that part of us in not a hit and miss way, but in a very clear way, so that we can understand the meaning of our present life and the spiritual journey. So we're gonna go through the course structure. We're also going to look at the attunement process, the 21-day healing period, and then we really want to discuss how to get the best from an online course. And the beautiful thing is, once we tap into source energy, we begin to remember who we are. And this is where it really begins to exceed any intellectual, kind of course where there's a lot of things to learn. In fact, I always say to people when I'm in the in-person courses, there's nothing here that you're going to learn that's necessarily new. But what it is, it's a remembering process, and it's a putting together and becoming aware of who you've been and why you're here at this stage of your spiritual consciousness and awareness. So this module of module 1 will also prepare you for the attunement process, and we're going to run through all of that so that you are fully prepared and that you can get the best from your space and your tuning in to that divine source energy. So I look forward to starting this process with you of the online Reiki course, and I'm going to see you and start with module 1.